Great ball. I hit it very much. Curveball. That's all, Fred.
Let's get a single, a double, a triple, maybe even a home run. It's high school baseball and softball playoff action here on the stations of the Gleason Radio Group. Yeah! Now let's take it to the field.
And welcome in. We are live here at a little place called Auburn Suburban Little League Field. Edward Little is going to be battling Mount Ararat in the regional semifinals here for the MPA Baseball Championships for Northern A. Bangor already defeated Oxford Hills earlier, so they were a part of that. Little shower going on right now, but there's supposed to be passing showers throughout the day. It's sunny over the field. It just happens to be raining on top of us. Luckily, we're under a tent. Randy Whitehouse joins us now. Randy, hello.
Hello, Matt. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. So this will be the second game that you've covered today?
Yes, I was at Winthrop for Monmouth Winthrop in C-South earlier.
All right. And who won that for
The
folks that didn't know?
Mustangs, 8-4 in an upset. They were the 6th seed. Winthrop was the number 2 seed, and Monmouth pounded the ball. They had 15 hits, and pretty impressive performance by Anthony Amaro out of the bullpen. Came in with 2 out in the first inning and didn't give up a run the rest of the way.
Who do they move on to face now?
They will face Lisbon, the number 1 seed,
Excellent.
on Wednesday.
Now, the Class C's at St. Joe's this year, right?
Correct.
All right. I had to remember
well,
that.
Well, the regionals.
The regionals,
The
yes.
states are up to Mansfield.
Yeah, the states are. This is the year that the states are Bangor, because 2 years ago when St. Dom's won the states in Class C, it was up in Bangor.
Yeah.
That's why I have to remember those things now. It's like, okay, who won what and did what? Okay, now we know. Oxford Hills baseball is out. They fell to Bangor today, and just another case again of Bangor having too much for the Vikings. It's a young Viking squad. I think they were the head of the game. Kind of remind me of the Celtics a little bit. They got the number 1 seed, but I don't think anybody expected it this year.
Who's the Gordon Hayward that they can go after?
I don't know. There's got to be somebody.
Yeah, it was a great season for Oxford Hills. I mean, I think by all measures they were a year ahead of schedule this year. They were a very young team, but they came together. And they earned the top seed. I mean, don't let today's result fool you. They beat Bangor, and they beat Edward Little. So they earned that spot, and they definitely got a bright future ahead of them. That's for sure.
I'm always amazed at the stuff that gets fit in this time of year. Of course, Oxford Hills had their senior trip last night, and they're graduating tonight. So, yeah, I always get a kick out of that stuff.
Yeah, Lewiston Tennis had graduation last night, project graduation, and the boys had to play Falmouth in the States today. I mean, not very fortunate timing for them. Falmouth's tough enough as it is.
Oh, no kidding. Talking about Randy Whitehouse from the Sun Journal. Were there any surprises for you this year on the baseball side of things?
Not really. I mean, I was surprised by some teams like Oxford Hills that were kind of a year ahead of schedule. But as far as, the teams that we expected to be playing this weekend, I can't say that there were a ton of surprises. This Mount Ararat team, I'm not shocked to see them here. They were a team that in preseason, a lot of coaches said to me, hey, you need to look out for Mount Ararat. They could be a dark horse this year, and they played it with Little real tough in the semifinals last year, one-run game in the regular season this year. And, here they are. They're going to be a tough foe today for the Red Eddie.
Well, I remember last year when they knocked out Oxford Hills in the first round, and they did. They gave Edward Little all they could handle this year. And I guess the difference in their game against Brewer the other day, I got to talk to their coach pregame when I was getting the lineups, is that they're just making plays. And sometimes you see a lot of upsets this time of year because of all the things that are going on, and we talk about it often where everybody sees that. But a lot of times it's just because teams are finally starting to get their groove in because they are starting to play on a field outside for a little bit, and they're starting to remember how to, deal with short hops and things of that nature.
Yeah, especially this year. Obviously, everybody's been inside all the time. And, I don't care who you are. This time of year, it comes down to whoever makes the least mistakes. You see that time after time after time. And, you can hit well, you can pitch well, but if guys are out there booting the ball around or making mental mistakes on the base paths, those mistakes are compounded this time of year.
Randy Whitehouse is here from the Sun Journal. You can catch more from him at sunjournal.com. Follow him on Twitter, Raw Material 33. The 33 is for Larry Bird, of course.
Absolutely.
Do you think the Celtics should keep, while we're here, do you think the Celtics should keep the number 1 pick or trade it?
Oh, they better keep it, and they better draft Fultz, or I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, because I've heard rumors that Sacramento has 5 and 10, and we could trade for it. And I'm like, why do we want to do that?
Yeah.
Like, we would be so depressed if we lost the lottery and finished in 4th, and now all of a sudden we want to look to trade the number 1. Like, what are we doing?
Let's add more Kelly Olynyk's and
let's pass on more Giannis Antetokounmpos. Yeah, let's pass on a few more of those. Let's let some of those Draymond Greens slide right by, and those Jimmy Butlers.
Just get Fultz, and I would not be shocked at all if the long-term plan is to build around him and Brown and Isaiah Thomas and a lot of those other guys will be long gone by the time they're really contending for a title.
Randy Whitehouse is here from the Sun Journal. You can catch his game story probably tonight on sunjournal.com.
That's right.
And in the paper tomorrow, get a big copy. There's coupons tomorrow and a big thing of comics, so you can't miss that. Randy, thank you very much.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
We'll have more on the way. Maine's Big Z, video stream on MBR.org.
Gleason Media is proud to announce Spectrum Healthcare Partners, Central Maine Orthopedics, and OA Centers for Orthopedics partnered together to offer top-notch patient-centered orthopedic care for all. Serving the entire state of Maine, Spectrum Healthcare has a location near you. Ask your doctor to be referred to Spectrum Healthcare Partners, leading orthopedic care in Maine. Visit them online at spectrumhcp.com. Again, that's spectrumhcp.com for a list of services and locations. Discover for yourself why more and more people choose Twin Town Homes in Oxford. Proudly supporting local athletes in their community since 1955, Twin Town Homes focuses on modern designs and quality craftsmanship. See all the single wides, double wides, and custom modular homes they offer at twintownhomes.com or visit them and see why they're Maine's #1 home store. Twin Town Homes, located across from Oxford Plains Speedway on Route 26 in Oxford. Good luck to all student athletes.
Central Maine Community College in Auburn offers 41 degree and certificate programs that prepare students for good-paying jobs in Maine or transfer to a 4-year college. Prepare for great careers in business, technology, healthcare, law enforcement, and more. In addition to the Auburn campus, CMCC also offers courses in several locations in Oxford and Franklin counties. If you're looking for quality, convenience, and the lowest tuition in New England, come and explore Central Maine Community College. Call us today at 755-5273. For more information, visit our website, cmcc.edu.
Whether you're on your way to the game or celebrating after, Pat's Pizza on Center Street in Auburn invites you to stop by for a meal that everyone in your family and on your team will enjoy. Like spinach and artichoke dip, nachos, amazing salads and wraps, meat and veggie lasagna, and more. And of course, there's Pat's Pizza. Order plain, specialty, gourmet, or gluten-free. Dine in or take out from Pat's Pizza, located at 85 Center Street in Auburn. Call 784-8221. Online at patsauburn.com. Pat's Pizza is proud to be a sponsor of high school playoff action.
Make this the best summer ever with the YMCA of Auburn-Lewiston.
For youth entering kindergarten through 10th grade, the Y offers multiple summer camp programs close to home at the historic Camp Corner at Lower Rang Pond in Poland. Both camps have the opportunity to visit and explore our outdoor learning and education center.
Sign up for 1 week at a time or for the whole summer. Y Summer Camps give children confidence, and their experiences and memories will last a lifetime.
Financial assistance is available to qualifying families, and on-site childcare is provided before and after camp.
For more information, visit the Y at 62 Turner Street in Auburn or call 795-4095, online at alymca.org, and on Facebook.
Celebrating 60 years serving our communities, Rainbow Federal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of high school sports.
At Rainbow FCU, they understand how busy life can get. That's why they offer the latest technology, giving you banking access when and where you need it.
And when it's time to purchase a car or home, Rainbow Federal Credit Union is here for you with attractive rates, products, and services.
Visit their 4 locations in Lewiston, Auburn, Mechanic Falls, and South Paris.
Online at rainbowfcu.com.
Impress your clients with professional full-color printing on envelopes, letterhead, and brochures done by Evergreen Custom Printing in Auburn. They can also mail merge your mailing list to your envelopes or self-mailers, saving you time to focus on other things. Call Evergreen Custom Printing today for a free quote at 782-0525 or visit them at 63 Broad Street in Auburn, online at evergreencustomprinting.com.
Thank you, Evergreen Custom Printing, for supporting Edward Little Baseball. Go Eddies!
Welcome back. Matt Bell, Steve Flynn with you here. You're listening to Maine's Big Z, 105.5 AM, 1240. And we'll get the ambient mic turned up here, and Bim Gibson's going to start handling the introductions momentarily. Steve, the rain has stopped.
Rain has stopped for now.
For what I've noticed.
Gray cloud hanging over us slightly. We'll see if we can't get by it.
Just over us, though. Have you noticed that?
Just over us.
You know, this tent was probably one of the better decisions.
Got a veteran umpiring crew.
Yes.
Chris Godding has home plate. Larry LaRochelle is the first base umpire. Randy Estes, the second base umpire, and over at third, Steve McLean. Talked to them a little bit in the pregame about some of the issues that we had discussed with scheduling in terms of the rain and the different. Over 200 games needed to be rescheduled. Think about that. Think about the number of games that you have initially, and then those reschedules, how much that adds to just, I mean, it's a whole other set, almost another third of a season, he assumed, that it was in terms of just scheduling and trying to fit it in. Not to mention, he is also, Larry LaRochelle actually, is also the assigner in basketball, so having to fit some of those late basketball season tournaments in against the deadline to end the season, kudos to him for being able to shuffle all of those different cards and fit them into a neat deck.
No, it was quite a spring for all the ADs and folks out there. I was talking to one athletic director, and they had a game that they had to reschedule 4 different times.
Oy.
Because they'd reschedule it, and then it would rain. They'd reschedule it, and then the day it was scheduled for, it would rain. So it was. Luckily, they got everything in, and some of these teams are starting to find their groove, and I think that's why you're starting to see a lot of these top seeds go down, along with all the other stuff that they've got going on with graduations and the end of their school careers and everything like that. You know, there's a lot of things going on right now for a lot of these kids, so you never quite know what's going to happen in spring tournaments. Congratulations to the Oxford Hills Vikings softball team. They move on. They will be playing in the Northern A final on Wednesday. We will have that game for you on 96.9 AM 1450, the Mighty Ox. And if Edward Little advances, we will continue to follow them here on Maine's Big Z 105.5. And we hope to have a video stream from the Northern A final, because I do not believe they stream those, which means we should be allowed to stream those as the hometown radio station.
And we did last year, I believe.
We did last year, and
Yep.
nobody yelled at us.
Yep.
So that was good.
Yep.
And this year I know where to set everything up, and it's nice.
Yeah,
It's good.
we'd be in the same exact location up at Morton Field in Augusta.
Yep. Only difference is we won't have a tent next week. No.
Right.
That-
Right. Or
None of that.
a bug problem.
One of the players you want to watch out for Mount Ararat is going to be their leadoff hitter, Cam Cox. You're not going to have to wait long for him. He's their catcher, but he's also their leadoff hitter. Kind of like a young Craig Biggio, with that speed, but yet still catching.
And guess what? His other position is second base. Hey, so there you go. Catcher, second base.
Excuse me,
just
he's second baseman. I wrote it down wrong. That's my fault.
He will. No, he is the catcher,
He
but
is.
he also plays second base.
Ah, that's right.
There you go. And it's 2 when you're scoring. So yeah, that's
Right.
enough
See,
confusion.
I had thought it was number 2, and I thought
Yeah.
I put it in the wrong spot.
No,
That's
you're
all.
good. He's
I
catching
actually tried
today.
to be somewhat on top of things today with stuff. so.
Really good arm. He's the only senior in the whole lineup for Mount Ararat, starting lineup. Their pitcher, Hunter Lohr, is actually a sophomore. It sounds like he's the number 2 or probably the number 3 or better for Mount Ararat. And they're just going to try to piece it together here. They're going to have their hands full with a very talented Red Eddies club.
Tim Gibson is doing the introductions right now. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back. You may come back into the middle of the national anthem, and then we will be ready to go. It's Edward Little. It's Mount Ararat. It's Northern A MPA regional baseball action here on Maine's Big Z 105.5. Video stream at mbr.org, and that video stream is presented by Spectrum Healthcare Partners. George is back in the Spectrum Healthcare Partners studio. We'll hear from him later. You're listening to Maine's Big Z.
Gleason Media is proud to announce Spectrum Healthcare Partners, Central Maine Orthopedics, and OA Centers for Orthopedics partnered together to offer top-notch patient-centered orthopedic care for all. Serving the entire state of Maine, Spectrum Healthcare has a location near you. Ask your doctor to be referred to Spectrum Healthcare Partners, leading orthopedic care in Maine. Visit them online at spectrumhcp.com. Again, that's spectrumhcp.com for a list of services and locations. Discover for yourself why more and more people choose Twin Town Homes in Oxford. Proudly supporting local athletes in their community since 1955, Twin Town Homes focuses on modern designs and quality craftsmanship. See all the single wides, double wides, and custom twintownhomes.com or visit them and see why they're Maine's #1 home store. Twin Town Homes, located across from Oxford Plains Speedway on Route 26 in Oxford. Good luck to all student athletes.
Central Maine Community College in Auburn offers 41 degree and certificate programs that prepare students for good-paying jobs in Maine or transfer to a 4-year college. Prepare for great careers in business, technology, healthcare, law enforcement, and more. In addition to the Auburn campus, CMCC also offers courses in several locations in Oxford and Franklin counties. If you're looking for quality, convenience, and the lowest tuition in New England, come and explore Central Maine Community College. Call us today at 755-5273. For more information, visit our website, cmcc.edu.
Whether you're on your way to the game or celebrating after, Pat's Pizza on Center Street in Auburn invites you to stop by for a meal that everyone in your family and on your team will enjoy. Like spinach and artichoke dip, nachos, amazing salads and wraps, meat and veggie lasagna, and more. And of course, there's Pat's Pizza. Order plain, specialty, gourmet, or gluten-free. Dine in or take out from Pat's Pizza, located at 85 Center Street in Auburn. Call 784-8221. Online at patsauburn.com. Pat's Pizza is proud to be a sponsor of high school playoff action.
Make this the best summer ever with the YMCA of Auburn-Lewiston.
For youth entering kindergarten through 10th grade, the Y offers multiple summer camp programs close to home at the historic Camp Corner at Lower Rang Pond in Poland. Both camps have the opportunity to visit and explore our outdoor learning and education center.
Sign up for 1 week at a time or for the whole summer. Y summer camps give children confidence, and their experiences and memories will last a lifetime.
Financial assistance is available to qualifying families, and on-site childcare is provided before and after camp.
For more information, visit the Y at 62 Turner Street in Auburn or call 795-4095, online at alymca.org and on Facebook.
Celebrating 60 years serving our communities, Rainbow Federal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of high school sports.
At Rainbow FCU, they understand how busy life can get. That's why they offer the latest technology, giving you banking access when and where you need it.
And when it's time to purchase a car or home, Rainbow Federal Credit Union is here for you with attractive rates, products, and services.
Visit their 4 locations in Lewiston, Auburn, Mechanic Falls, and South Paris.
Online at rainbowfcu.com.
And we are back. Mount Ararat and Edward Little. Matt Belt, Steve Flynn with you here on Maine's Big Z, 105.5 AM, 1240. Audio stream at mainsbigz.com. If you're looking for the video stream, 2 ways. One, go to mbr.org. It'll be the top post there. Just look for the broadcast listings. Or you could subscribe to MBR on YouTube and get notified every time we go live. Just look for MBR Sports on YouTube. Click, yes, I would like to subscribe to this person, and they will let you know. That's right, YouTube will let you know when we go live. Right on your phone. George is keeping us on the air. Back at the Spectrum Healthcare Partners Studios at 555 Center Street in Auburn. Damian St. Pierre gets ready to take the mound for the Edward Little Red Eddies. Mount Ararat got here at about 2:45, so they had a quick time to come in, get spun out, and get all their stuff done.
Efficient. They were very efficient, very quick, very calm. You know, interesting. The game we covered the other night, Lewiston waited up until maybe a few minutes before the first pitch to turn their lineup in. When I went over and approached the Mount Ararat coach, he had no problem. Yeah, here's our lineup. We give. I mean, he might as well posted it to Facebook first thing this morning. He wasn't concerned about it at all.
St. Pierre getting warmed up on the mound as we speak. See how the strike zone is today. And I'll let Mr. Flynn give you the lineups. Excuse me, Dr. Flynn. Go right ahead.
Either way,
Yeah.
leadoff hitter is going to be Cam Cox. He'll be doing the catching today for Mount Ararat. Hunter Lohr is the pitcher batting in the 2-hole. Nick Merrill, very good hitter, is the shortstop. He'll bat third. Caleb Hawks is the cleanup hitter, big right fielder. Sam Alexander over at first will bat fifth. Ryan Mello will hit sixth. In the 7-hole, Nate Leslie, he's over at third base. Kyle Brennan, your left fielder, will bat eighth. And the second baseman, Garrett Moody, will bat ninth. Defensively, left to right, Libby, Blanchard, and Mason Brushwine in the outfield.
And here we go. First pitch is a strike, 0-1.
Norcross Plord is at third. The freshman, Austin Brown, is the shortstop. C.J. Gibson is at second. Hartley at first. Bell behind the plate.
Might have to move our camera guy because the umpire is going to be right blocking the strike zone. Might want to move. Looking at the screen here. Be careful if you're looking at the screen on the video. They're doing a quick adjustment here so that we can be seen. Count is 1-2.
Editing on the fly.
Well, I wasn't expecting the umpire to stand directly in front of us. This is a first for us. This is a first. You may have to move it outside for the moment because if not, that bar is going to be there. There you go.
Yeah.
It should be. There you go. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Pitch is outside. Count is now full at 3-2.
And everybody can see better.
Cox, Lohr, Merrill, and Hawks. Swung on a miss, strike three, and there's one away.
Nice way to get started for St. Pierre. He's a guy that really pitched effectively for Edward Little all year last year, kind of flew under the radar. He's done phenomenally well this year. A guy really dedicated to his craft, works hard on it, and it's good to see the lefty get out with an early strikeout in this game.
Hunter Lohr steps in. He'll be the pitcher for Mount Ararat. Pitches outside by St. Pierre, 1-0. St. Pierre came in and really did a good job of stopping the bleeding the other night against Lewiston, coming out of the bullpen. Norcross Plord got the start. Gibson relieved him. Gibson was hit around, and Lewiston took the lead at 6-5. St. Pierre came in and really took care of some things. Count is 1-1, one out, top of the first. Inside 2-0. 2-1, excuse me. Pitch. It's going to be grounded to short. Nice play there on a tough hop. Throw over to Hartley is in time, and there is 2 away. That was an excellent play at short.
Austin Brown.
Thank you. You know what I did? I wrote I'm like, come on.
Austin, don't call him Charlie Brown.
That was a really bad hop, and he got it.
Tell you, Austin is a kid that plays Babe Ruth out here. He's played majors out here. He's used to this field. He knows where the hops are and made the adjustment there.
It just fouled off 0-1.
Nick Merrill, the shortstop now for Mount Ararat. Best offensive guy for the Eagles.
2 outs, top of the first. Pitch is lined back up the middle for a base hit.
Really got a fastball that he liked, about mid-thigh. Struck it well, hit it hard up the middle, timed it up perfectly. That's execution there, and Merrill able to reach here first with 2 outs. Saw a lot of damage happen with 2 outs the other night, Matty. We'll see if St. Pierre can get Hawks out.
Hawks steps in. Number 15. He plays right field for the Mount Ararat Eagles. Pitch. Low, 1-0. I think in between, we're going to have to move the tent over.
I wondered that. Use angles of the sun to our advantage.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I have a plan. That pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. Well framed by Bell on that.
Bell's been a busy boy last couple of days.
You know what? Actually, I don't think we're going to move. We're just going to be able to move the tent. We're good. Pitch is in there for a strike. 1-2.
Haha. The screen rotates. We have figured it out.
We've made a decision. That pitch is in there for a strike. Strike 3. Beautiful curveball by St. Pierre, and Mount Ararat leaves a runner on. We are halfway through the first inning. Edward Little and Mount Ararat are scoreless. Eddie's due up at the bottom of the first. You're listening on Maine's Big Z. You're watching on MBR.org. And George is keeping us on the air back at the Spectrum Healthcare Partners studio. We'll be right back.
Listen longer, listen farther. To Maine's Big Z, 105.5 and 1240 WEZR, Lewis and Auburn, plus 92.7 WEZR FM, Norway.
Your friends on the Z.
Impress your clients with professional full-color printing on envelopes, letterhead, and brochures done by Evergreen Custom Printing in Auburn. They can also mail merge your mailing list to your envelopes or self-mailers, saving you time to focus on other things. Call Evergreen Custom Printing today for a free quote at 782-0525 or visit them at 63 Broad Street in Auburn, online at evergreencustomprinting.com.
Thank you, Evergreen Custom Printing, for supporting Edward Little Baseball. Go Eddie!
Gleason Media is proud to announce Spectrum Healthcare Partners, Central Maine Orthopedics and OA Centers for Orthopedics, partnered together to offer top-notch patient-centered orthopedic care for all. Serving the entire state of Maine, Spectrum Healthcare has a location near you. Ask your doctor to be referred to Spectrum Healthcare Partners, leading orthopedic care in Maine. Visit them online at spectrumhcp.com. Again, that's spectrumhcp.com for a list of services and locations. Discover for yourself why more and more people choose Twin Town Homes in Oxford. Proudly supporting local athletes in their community since 1955, Twin Town Homes focuses on modern designs and quality craftsmanship. See all the single wides, double wides, and custom modular homes they offer at twintownhomes.com or visit them and see why they're Maine's #1 home store. Twin Town Homes, located across from Auction Plains Speedway on Route 26 in Oxford. Good luck to all student athletes.
Bottom of the first, Edward Little and Mount Ararat, no score. Up to the dish for Edward Little is going to be Austin Brown, and we're underway here on the bottom of the first. Brown, Mason Brushwine, Grant Hartley due up for the Eddies. Hartley was here early taking batting practice in the cage. That pitch is outside, 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Beautiful day for baseball here in the fields of Auburn Suburban Little League. This is Walton Field, correct?
This is Austin Field.
Austin Field, yes. Yep. Austin. Maybe if I just looked at the scoreboard, which is blocked by the tent. That one's outside, 3-1. 3-1 pitch is outside for a ball, and Edward Little has the leadoff runner on here in the bottom of the first.
Had a little bit of time to talk to Coach Jordan before the game got started, and one of the things we talked about was, hey, you left the bases loaded 4 or 5 times the other night against Lewiston. A lot of different scoring opportunities. That could have been a 10-5 game. It ended up being a 1-run game, but that starts with getting the leadoff guy on and knowing what to do once you get him on. Now Mason Brushwine got the big hit the other night, ready to move along the runner.
Hunter Lohr looks like he's making a shoe adjustment there. Coach Jordan did mention that to me pregame as well when I was talking to him. He said it easily could have been 10-0, and they don't even have that comeback in the 6th. So
right.
definitely a big learning experience for his squad. By the way, I also figured out how we could use that big banner for shade and actually keep it up there.
That will
I just
work.
realized that. Throw over to first, and the runner is back in there standing. Brown can definitely run. Brushwine, solid hitter. Pitch swung on a missed. Count is 0-1. Bottom of the first, no score. Edward Little and Mount Ararat. Matt Boutwell, Steve Flynn with you here on Maine's Big Z. Third game of the day here on the stations of the Gleason Media Group. This is the only one we've had on video, though. That one's at MBR.org. Another throw over to first. Brown just back in there. Good crowd here on the Edward Little side. Also a lot of fans on the Mount Ararat side. Brushwine bunts. They look to throw to second. Nobody covered second, so he had to throw to first, and there's a one away.
Interesting.
He might have had him had somebody been covering second.
Yeah, and typically with a man on first and the first baseman covering the bag, it's the second baseman's responsibility to rotate over to the second base bag. He would receive the ball at second base. He doesn't need to go and worry about backing up the first baseman. That's the right fielder's responsibility. Nobody there.
Pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. Grant Hartley in there. I was also told it was a good idea to move my car because Hartley hits them in that spot.
Oh.
So I moved it. In there for a strike again, 0-2, and I'm going to go ahead and say this strike zone is a little bit looser than it was on Thursday night.
Yeah, I think you're going to see it's a strike zone that's going to drive the game to be played. You don't want a whole lot of pitches and a whole lot of waiting and looking around.
That pitch is swung on and missed. And Hartley is down on strikes, one away.
Eddie's still trying to make use of this lead-off walk from the freshman Brown. Advanced over to second on the sacrifice bunt. And now Norcross Plord looking to see if he can't scratch a run across for the Eddies. Throw back.
And runner is back. Ball was dropped as well, so no harm, no foul, but a lot of dust in the air. One out. Runner on second for EL, bottom of the first. No score. Norcross Plord pops it up, and it'll go out of play.
Cleanup hitter here for the Eddies. Hartford-bound pitcher.
Swung on a missed.
Been a breaking pitch for Lohr so far that's kept everybody off balance. He's got a couple of guys looking at it. That's the strike he got on Hartley, and that time Plord swinging right through it. It's been his best pitch so far.
Norcross Plord, 0-2 pitch is inside and high, 1-2. One out, bottom of the first. Edward Little and Mount Ararat are scoreless. Winner of this one will face Bangor on Wednesday. Pitch, high, 2-2.
Bangor, off the top of your head, do you know what seed Bangor was? I can't remember.
I believe they were the 4.
So Edward Little would host, or they would host Mount Ararat. Correct?
Correct. Pitch is inside, and Norcross Plord has worked the count full at 3-2. Well, no, the game's going to be up in Augusta.
Oh, that's right. Neutral site.
Neutral
final.
Site. Yeah. Pitch is going to be grounded to third. Bad hop and over the glove of the defender. That's Nate Leslie playing third. My guess is he'll be charged with an error. And runners on second and third for Edward Little. One out, top of the bottom of the first. And into the dish steps Tyler Blanchard, one of the players to watch in this one. And he's got a good opportunity here with the runners on second and third.
Misplayed at third by Leslie, and Brendan just wasn't real quick getting the ball back into the infield. Norcross Plord took advantage of it. Took second base.
2 outs, runners on second and third. There's a sacrifice bunt and a Hartley strikeout for your 2 outs in this inning. Blanchard in there. First pitch is going to be swung at, hit right back to Lohr. He throws it over to first, and that threat is extinguished. 2 runners left, end of 1, no score. Edward Little, Mount Ararat. We'll be right back on Maine's Big Z and MBR.org.
Maine Community College in Auburn offers 41 degree and certificate programs that prepare students for good-paying jobs in Maine or transfer to a 4-year college. Prepare for great careers in business, technology, healthcare, law enforcement, and more. In addition to the Auburn campus, CMCC also offers courses in several locations in Oxford and Franklin counties. If you're looking for quality, convenience, and the lowest tuition in New England, come and explore Central Maine Community College. Call us today at 755-5273. For more information, visit our website, cmcc.edu.
Welcome back. We are at Austin Field, home of Auburn Suburban Little League, and headed into the top of the second inning. Scoreless here. Due up for the Eagles of Mount Ararat will be Sam Alexander, Ryan Mello, and Nate Leslie against the senior lefty Damian St. Pierre. Beautiful sunny day, very few clouds. A couple of rain showers to cool us off before we got started, but the heat is built back up. Everybody getting set to go. St. Pierre looking in at Bell, waiting for Alexander to get in and get ready. And here's the pitch. Strike one. And St. Pierre ahead in the count. Got a couple of people warming up for Mount Ararat. 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. Strike two. Playing Alexander straight away. St. Pierre not wasting a whole lot of time. It's Alexander that's trying to disrupt his rhythm at the plate. Here's the 0-2. Big curveball. Misses inside. Might have been a little up. Wasn't a strike.
Good stop by Max Bell on that play.
1-2 curveball that time down in the zone, and a heck of a nice pitch that time from St. Pierre to get his third strikeout.
No matter what Alexander tried to do there, Sam Alexander did everything he could, the big poppy glove spit, the glove adjustment, everything else he could to disrupt St. Pierre's rhythm, and it didn't work. He goes down swinging.
Look at two fastballs swinging a curveball. That's tough.
That pitch by St. Pierre's in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Ryan Mello at the dish. No score, top of the second. Pitch is going to be grounded to second. Throw over to Hartley, and there are two away. Nice play there at second by Gibson.
C.J. Gibson ready to go today in relief as well. A guy who's worked very efficiently for the Eddies. Didn't have his best night last game. Wants a chance to redeem himself if they need him. Nate Leslie now.
Pitch is low, 1-0. That's a good thing about those guys with closer mentalities. They want the ball again the next day, and they want to get it going.
You better have a short memory, because you're going to get another chance.
St. Pierre's 1-0 is in there for a strike, 1-1. Matt Boutwell, Steve Flynn with you here at Austin Field, on the fields of Auburn Suburban Little League. Middle of the second, no score, 1-1 pitch, looping curveball outside, I believe, and it's 2-1.
He doesn't throw that pitch quite with the same effort as his fastball. He'd get a little bit more break on it if he did.
Pitch is outside. Count is now 3-1.
See how much better his fastball finishes off towards the catcher, Bell, versus his curveball just kind of softly lands.
And that pitch is going to be a ball. And down to first will head Nate Leslie.
Second time in as many innings that Mount Ararat able to get a runner on base with 2 outs. It'll be Kyle Brennan, the left fielder, to see if he can get anything started.
No relation to Joe that we know of?
Not that we know of.
Who knows? Pitch low, 1-0. Mount Ararat had to slay quite a beast to get here. The KVAC champions, Brewer, went on the road. That's not an easy place to play. That's not an easy drive, whether you're coming, especially if you're coming from Topsom that way. You know,
right.
Hop on 295 and then get to 95. Pitch is low, gets behind Bell, and down to second is going to go Leslie. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Edward Little and Mount Ararat, no score. Winner of this one will play Bangor up at Morton Field in Augusta on Wednesday. Looks like St. Pierre wants to get a new ball. Isn't a fan of that one.
Anything, change your luck, Ball, step off the mound, change your timing.
Do.
Just mix it up a little bit if you can.
Pitch. In there for a strike. Count is now 2-1.
He's pitched from behind and counts more than I would have expected the senior lefty to do so far. See if he can't get back even here with a fastball.
2-1 pitch. Looping curveball outside. 3-1.
Can't overthink it here too much.
3-1 pitch is going to be flared the other way over Gibson for a base hit into right field. They're going to send the runner. Throw home is cut off by Hartley. He throws home, and Bell can't hang on. Mount Ararat's going to lead 1-0. And Kyle Brennan with an RBI single, and he'll advance to second on the throw.
Tell you what, it looked like, to me, Mason Brushwine came up with that ball, made a nice throw to Hartley at first. I'm not sure if he didn't hear Bell behind him, that he either wanted the ball cut and thrown back to home plate or not, but Hartley caught it, didn't immediately focus and turn the throw towards home, threw kind of late, threw behind Bell, who tried to get Brennan down at second base but couldn't get him.
2 outs, top of the second. Mount Ararat has a 1-0 lead. Pitch is in there for a strike as Garrett Moody steps in, the second baseman. Bat's right-handed. Mount Ararat, all in the stirrups. Most of Edward Little in them as well. Pitch by St. Pierre, swung on a missed. Count is now 0-2.
Curveball's been way more effective for him down in the zone. Once he gets his hand up on top of that ball and can pull it down, he's been incredibly effective.
0-2 pitch is going to be chopped to third. Norcross Plord makes a nice play across the diamond to Hartley, and that will wrap that up. 1 hit, 1 run for Mount Ararat. Middle of the second, 1-0. Eagles will be back on Maine's Big Z, 105.5, and video stream at mbr.org on the air. Back at the Center Street Studios, thanks to our Spectrum Healthcare Partners studio.
Whether you're on your way to the game or celebrating after, Pat's Pizza on Center Street in Auburn invites you to stop by for a meal that everyone in your family and on your team will enjoy. Like spinach and artichoke dip, nachos, amazing salads and wraps, meat and veggie lasagna, and more. And of course, there's Pat's Pizza. Order plain, specialty, gourmet, or gluten-free. Dine in or take out from Pat's Pizza, located at 85 Center Street in Auburn. Call 784-8221, online at patsauburn.com. Pat's Pizza is proud to be a sponsor of high school playoff action.
I guess I want it to be football season already. That's got to be what it is. Austin Field here on the field of Auburn Suburban Little League. Edward Little trails Mount Ararat 1-0 here as we head towards the bottom of the second. Coming up to face Lohr is going to be Ian Brushwine, Tyler Libby, and Damian St. Pierre here in the bottom of the second.
Brushwine, of course, with the big single the other night. Men on second and third came up at a critical point, down a run, 6-5 to the Blue Devils, and able to pierce a hit through the right side into the outfield, scoring those 2 runs, the tying and go-ahead run. He was the big hero the other night.
That pitch is going to be skied into left field, and it will be caught. And there's one away. Nice play there, Kyle Brennan. Of course, he got the RBI single in the top half of this inning to give Mount Ararat their 1-0 lead.
Not a well-hit ball, but still kind of a struggle for Brennan. Without too many clouds here, the sky is very high, and that can make some of these taller fly balls a little bit more difficult.
Pitch is outside and low, 1-0 to Tyler Libby. Brushwine was DHing for Max Bell, by the way. Ian Brushwine was. High leg kick, and the pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. Don't see a lot of kids with that high of a leg kick at this level. It usually throws off their mechanics, and they're They don't have control.
First thing I notice is that he stays balanced when he does it. He doesn't really lean forward or rock forward. He stays nice and over his back foot.
1-1 pitch in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. When a guy's all arms like that, that can really throw off the batter, can't it? It's tough to pick up the ball.
That little pause, too. That little pause on the way down.
Little hitch. 1-2 pitch is going to be lined into left field. Brennan going back, and isn't going to get it, but it's foul.
Right off the bat, looked like it had Brennan beat. Ball typically tails towards the line, and that's just what that did. Just kept spinning and spinning towards the fence.
Count is 1-2. And no matter where we move our camera guy, the umpire goes right there. It's funny. Pitch. Outside 2-2. Mount Ararat leads 1-0. Bangor beat Oxford Hills earlier by a final of 7-0. They have advanced, the defending state champions. Winner of this one faces the winner of that one. Pitch. Going to be lined to left again. Harris is going to keep going for it. And this one is going to be a fair ball into the corner and into second base without a throw is Tyler Libby.
Yeah, he timed up the fastball from Lohr that time real well. Hit it right down the line over the head of third baseman Nate Leslie and deep into the corner. Brennan couldn't get to it until the ball rolled to a stop. That allowed the junior Libby to circle all the way around to second base, get in a scoring position for his pitcher, Damien St. Pierre.
1 out, bottom of the second, runner on second. St. Pierre up the dish. Has a chance to help his own cause. Thank you, here all week. Flares it into left field, then it'll be out of play.
Let's see, help his own cause. Check, okay. Check that one.
Check, okay, we got that one. We're good. All right. Baseball's a difficult game is another one. That's a it's not an easy game. Yeah. That you can slide that in there too. That pitch is inside 1-1. Libby takes a good lead off a second. Pitch outside 2-1.
Tell you, this Eddie's team is a club that can really string 4 or 5 hits together and peel open runs on you quickly. So see if the sophomore Lohr can minimize the damage.
In there for a strike. Count is now 2-2. 1 out, bottom of the second. 1-0 Mount Ararat over Edward Little. MPA Class A North regional semifinals for baseball. Pitch. It's going to be chopped to Lohr. He's going to fire over to first, instead fire to third. And Libby's going to get caught in a rundown. And he is going to get tagged out. And there's 2 away. Interesting play there, Steve.
Yeah, it's a heads-up play. I mean, somebody must have caught his attention. Typically, with the ball like that, you're going to tell your runner on second base that ball up the middle or hit to your left-hand side as you're looking at a home plate. Your responsibility is to take off towards third. Nate Leslie caught the attention of Hunter Lohr, and he spun around and got Libby stuck in a pickle.
2 outs now. Into the dish steps C.J. Gibson. He hits in the 9-hole. Bottom of the second. 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on first is St. Pierre. That pitch is going to be lined into right field for a base hit. And now there are runners on first and second. And now that pickle looks even bigger.
Yeah, most likely he scores on that ball right there. Nice job of hitting by C.J. Gibson. Fastball up in the zone, elevated his hands, got up on top of it, slapped it into right field. One of the best hit balls we've seen this afternoon, and now we'll back to the top of the lineup for the Eddies. It's the freshman Austin Brown.
Mount Ararat leads 1-0, bottom of the second. Pitch in there for a strike, 0-1.
Had a walk in the first, led off the game, bottom half of the first.
Neither Lohr or St. Pierre is screwing around in terms of time.
Nope.
St. Pierre takes the lead. Lohr looks back. Pitch inside, 1-1.
It's the first real inning that the Eddies have made him work. Got away with a fairly easy first inning.
That pitch is going to be fouled back. The goal today is to get out of here with all the equipment intact. As many of you heard in the Oxford Hill softball game, we lost a laptop, RIP laptop.
And is that picture available on social media somewhere?
It will be.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be tonight, I think. Still running, though. Game stayed on the air, so that's a bonus. And they call a balk. Hunter Lohr is unenthused with the call, but now runners move up to second and third. And with 2 outs and a 1-2 count here in the bottom of the second, Austin Brown has a chance to get EL on the board.
Interesting. Don't know what they called it for. Don't have clear. We don't hear that clarification. He either didn't come to a stop or.
It's a nice visit to the mound here, just to get your pitcher calmed down after something like that. I don't know how many times you see something like that. There's no visit to the mound, and then the guy serves up a 2-run single on the next play. So, definitely good thinking here.
Little extra discussion there between Cox and Hunter Lohr, and the senior ready with the directions he's given to head back in.
1-2 pitch, 2 outs, runners on second and third for EL. They're down 1-0, and Lohr will step off. That pitch is going to be popped foul and out of play into the Edward Little stands.
Not a whole lot of room in foul territory here between the foul line and the boundary fence. Most of those are going to land in one of these tertiary fields or on a windshield.
Pitch is going to be popped up again into right field, and it is caught. Nice play out there by Caleb Hawks, and like a hawk, he ends the inning for Edward Little. They leave 2 runners on, end of 2, 1-0 Mount Ararat here on Maine's Big Z. Video stream at mbr.org.
Make the best summer ever with the YMCA of Auburn Lewiston.
For youth entering kindergarten through 10th grade, the Y offers multiple summer camp programs close to home at the historic Camp Corner at Lower Rang Pond in Poland. Both camps have the opportunity to visit and explore our outdoor learning and education center.
Sign up for 1 week at a time or for the whole summer. Why summer camps give children confidence, and their experiences and memories will last a lifetime.
Financial assistance is available to qualifying families, and on-site childcare is provided before and after camp.
For more information, visit the Y at 62 Turner Street in Auburn or call 795-4095, online at alymca.org and on Facebook.
Broadcasting live from Austin Field. Top of the third inning, Mount Ararat leads Edward Little in high school baseball action 1-0. Of course, we're broadcasting live from 555 Center Street. That's where we're getting you on the air in the Spectrum Healthcare Partner Studios. Damian St. Pierre still on the mound for the Eddies, Mount Ararat. Cam Cox, number 30, will step in. He is catching today for the Eagles. And it's the top of the lineup all over again for Mount Ararat.
Recycled. Third inning, and the Eagles are going to get their second look at St. Pierre.
First pitch, low, 1-0.
Sun staying out, Matty. I don't think we're going to get rained on again. I think we're good with sun for the rest of the game.
Sure you just jinxed that, man. No, I'm just kidding. Fouled away. Fouled away.
We're tented at least.
Tented. You know, I just realized the only thing you haven't been right on all week was Golden State winning last night.
Oh, yeah. Boy, that was interesting.
I'm sure you couldn't call the officiating in that one. Pitch is a strike. It's count 1 and 2 now.
We'll have a lot to talk about on the B list next week.
Yes, we will.
Very interesting.
And umpire gets right in the way again, and that pitch is fouled away. I just can't keep moving my camera guy.
Without making everyone seasick at home.
Right. There's no happy spot here. It's funny. I've literally moved the whole broadcast for him, and he gets right in there. That pitch is going to be called a strike, and there's one away. Cox sits down.
Second strikeout for Cox in this game. First one was swinging. That time it was looking. And it'll be the fourth strikeout for St. Pierre. Hunter Lohr up now, grounded out to Brown at shortstop in the top of the first.
Pitch is going to be bunted down the third base line. Foul. Coach Wing just texted me saying that tertiary was a good use of the English language for me. So I really appreciate that.
Nice.
Former educator.
Nice.
Hopefully he's ready to go. It's the Oxford Hills girls in the regional finals this weekend.
We shouldn't tell him about the little thesaurus that we have?
We should not.
No, okay.
We should not tell him about that. Let's just let him think that we're smart.
Yeah.
Pitch. Low. Count is 1-1. Shout out to the umpire for moving over about, a couple inches so we could see the plate. Pitch by St. Pierre. In there for a strike. Count is now 1-2. 1 out. Top of the third. Mount Ararat leads 1-0 over Edward Little. Winner of this one has a date with Bangor on Wednesday. Pitch. Low. Count evens at 2-2.
Boy, St. Pierre is just 4 out of 5 pitches. Consistent, and then that fifth pitch just misses, and that time missing by a pretty good margin.
Pitch. Low. Count is now full at 3-2.
Knows he's got Nick Merrill on deck. So this is a big out here for the lefty.
And that pitch is low, and down to second base will go Hunter Lohr. Now I noticed they don't hand out the pitching jacket in high school like they do in the majors. They don't worry about keeping them warm here.
Bring it back with the bullpen car. That's what I say. Bring it back.
Okay, all right. I was
keep his elbow warm. Get him something long sleeve. Keep the elbow covered. Especially in the colder environments. Nick Merrill now had a nice single in his first at bat.
He swings and misses at that one. 0-1. Looked like he went off speed with that.
Yeah, first pitch swinging in his first at bat, hit a fastball right up the middle. First pitch swinging again here in his second at bat. Breaking pitch had him off balance.
Inside, 1-1. Our friends the Dragonflies are here. That's what I was going to say the other night. What we should do is just get like a herd of dragonflies out here and just set them loose. Dragonflies love mosquitoes.
Better than the bats.
I would say that's probably a better idea. Step off. I'd get a dragonfly tattoo, but only if it was like in my upper back or something. Lord. The stereotypical. Swung on and missed. 1-2. Runner goes down to second due to the pitch being kind of out of control there.
Yeah, in the dirt. It was too low, swung on and missed, and that kept Bell back on his heels. He just couldn't field it cleanly enough and come up and make a throw.
Lohr gets a good lead off of second, and that curveball is in there on the outside corner. Strike 3, Merrill down on strikes, and there are 2 away.
Strikeout number 5 for Damian St. Pierre. That's the third of the 5th strikeout looking. And that time he just had Merrill fooled. Hawks now, who struck out looking in the first. Had a nice catch to end the last half inning.
Pitch to him is swung on a miss, 0-1.
St. Pierre does not venture far from that pitching rubber. I'll tell you what. Inches.
Pitch is going to be fouled away over by the Edward Little batting cages.
Fastball swung on and missed. Fastball late. Baseball 101 says here, breaking pitch down.
Off-speed pitch is just outside.
That's a heck of a pitch right there, and I'll tell you what, Hawks being able to lay that off, he's got better discipline than I do.
Amen. Pitch. High, 2-2.
I don't like the back-to-back curveballs there. Go back to the fastball. Don't overthink it. I'll say that over and over again. It's so big at this level. random multicolor ball into the field.
That pitch is going to be foul back. Count stays even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the third, Mount Ararat leads 1-0 over Edward Little.
Fastball in on the hands that time of Hawks. Now I like the breaking ball. He's been effective when he's got his hand up on top of it and pulled it down. If he can get that breaking pitch to finish off low, I think Hawks will swing right over the top of it.
Pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3, and just like that, Mount Ararat sits down. We're through 2.5. Mount Ararat 1-0 over EL. We'll be back on Maine's Big Z. Video at mbr.org.
Celebrating 60 years serving our communities, Rainbow Federal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of high school sports.
At Rainbow FCU, they understand how busy life can get. That's why they offer the latest technology, giving you banking access when and where you need it.
And when it's time to purchase a car or home, Rainbow Federal Credit Union is here for you with attractive rates, products, and services.
Visit their 4 locations in Lewiston, Auburn, Mechanic Falls, and South Paris.
Online at rainbowfcu.com.
Due up for the Eddies in this inning will be
Mason Brushwine, Grant Hartley, Grant Hartley, and Jared Norcrossboard. 2, 3, and 4 due up here for the Red Eddies. Hunter Lore in his 3rd inning of work. Mason had a sacrifice bunt in his 1st at bat.
First pitch to him. High.
Tell you what was a total trip for me was I remembered when I was talking about the hit he had the other night, in my mind he hit lefty. He hit that ball lefty. When he made the bunt earlier, he went up right-handed. Interesting.
That is interesting. That pitch is going to be flared foul.
I was confused. I thought maybe I confused the Brushwines, but no, I knew I had the right. I know Mason is the one who got the hit, and I just remembered so vividly it being a left-handed hitter who pulled the ball. So it makes sense now.
Pitch is going to be hammered into right field. Deep. Back goes Hawks, and he can't get it. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Brushwine to second. He'll stop there. Leadoff double for the Eddies, and they are in business here in the bottom of the 3rd.
And that ball beat him right off the bat. Hawks didn't have a chance. Brushwine got the head of the bat out on it quick, hit it well on a line. Hawks retreating, just couldn't get his feet under him in time. Landed about 4 feet beyond him, and Brushwine able to advance to second, now the leadoff runner in scoring position.
And Hartley will step in. He struck out in his 1st at bat. Runner on second, nobody out, bottom of the 3rd. EL down 1. First pitch to Hartley is low, 1-0. Pitch is low again. Count 2-0.
Hartley just looking for something in his wheelhouse, something he can pull. Try to get Brushwine over to 3rd.
Pitch is fouled away. The good news is as soon as a runner gets on, the umpire moves. So as long as runners stay on, we're okay.
We're good to go.
We're fine. It's not a big issue. Funny stuff. Brushwine on second after a leadoff double. Hartley at the dish. 2-1 pitch to him is going to be hammered this way, right in front of us. And it is caught. And there's 1 away. Nice throw to 3rd. Holy goodness. Ryan Mello with the cannon from center field. And Brushwine will stay at second wisely. Did you see that throw?
Wow. Yeah. Heads up. I think that might have caught the attention of a couple of different people. Mello's a guy that plays very, very deep here in the outfield, and he threw an absolute seed into Nate Leslie at third base. If Brushwine was even thinking about tagging up on a ball to center or anywhere around Ryan Mello, he's going to double think it now.
Jared Norcross-Plord at the dish, swings and misses. 0-1.
Reached on an error, hit a ball real hard down the line that Nate Leslie couldn't field in the first.
Bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Mount Ararat. Pitch, fouled away. Off to the right side and out of play.
A lot of the names that you would expect to be producing in the 3, 4, 5 spot. We haven't seen, big games, 3, 4 hit games, any home runs, nothing big. These guys are ready to break out.
Pitch is hit to the second baseman. Can't quite field it. Does snap it up and sends it over to first. And there are 2 away. That was Garrett Moody, who had a tough time handling that one before he got it over to the first baseman. Brushwine advances to third. There's 2 away. And a chance here for Tyler Blanchard to get the runner in, but he's going to have to do it with 2 outs.
Anywhere else in the infield, there's a good chance that Norcross-Plord reaches. Moody, the benefit of being close to first, over at second base, able to still collect the out.
Pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1.
Blanchard hit a ball right back at Lohr to end the first inning.
Pitch, fouled away, 0-2. Bottom of the third, Mount Ararat scored a run in the second. They lead 1-0 over EL. Winner of this one will take on Bangor on Wednesday. Bangor beat Oxford Hills earlier by a final of 7-0. So both of the top 2 seeds in the Northern A side of the bracket are out.
O-U-T.
EL would be the number 3. Pitch, high, 1-2.
Edward Little still trying to take advantage here of a lead-off double by Mason Brushwine. He's over at third now.
I just realized when the runner left second, that meant the umpire is going to get in the way again. Yeah. Back off. Might have to move the tent over another few inches. Not too many though. Pitch is low. Count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the third, 1-0. Edward Little trails Mount Ararat. And the pitch is going to be dropped into right field. And a nice play again by Caleb Hawks to end the inning.
Moody caught that, actually, the second baseman. He jumped in front of him.
Oh,
wow.
Well, interesting. Good call on that. It looked like Hawks fell forward, but
yeah.
Once again, Stevie Wright. End of 3. Edward Little has 1 hit and leaves 1 runner on. End of 3, 1-0 Mount Ararat. Maine's Big Z. Video at MBR.org.
Impress your clients with professional full-color printing on envelopes, letterhead, and brochures done by Evergreen Custom Printing in Auburn. They can also mail merge your mailing list to your envelopes or self-mailers, saving you time to focus on other things. Call Evergreen Custom Printing today for a free quote at 782-0525 or visit them at 63 Broad Street in Auburn, online at evergreencustomprinting.com.
Thank you, Evergreen Custom Printing, for supporting Edward Little Baseball. Go Eddies!
Gleason Media is proud to announce Spectrum Healthcare Partners, Central Maine Orthopedics, and OA Centers for Orthopedics partnered together to offer top-notch patient-centered orthopedic care for all. Serving the entire state of Maine, Spectrum Healthcare has a location near you. Ask your doctor to be referred to Spectrum Healthcare Partners, leading orthopedic care in Maine. Visit them online at spectrumhcp.com. Again, that's spectrumhcp.com for a list of services and locations. Discover for yourself why more and more people choose Twin Town Homes in Oxford. Proudly supporting local athletes in their community since 1955, Twin Town Homes focuses on modern designs and quality craftsmanship. See all the single wides, double wides, and custom modular homes they offer at twintownhomes.com or visit them and see why they're Maine's #1 home store. Twin Town Homes, located across from Oxford Plains Speedway on Route 26 in Oxford. Good luck to all student athletes.
Central Maine Community College in Auburn offers 41 degree and certificate programs that prepare students for good-paying jobs in Maine or transfer to a 4-year college. Prepare for great careers in business, technology, healthcare, law enforcement, and more. In addition to the Auburn campus, CMCC also offers courses in several locations in Oxford and Franklin counties. If you're looking for quality, convenience, and the lowest tuition in New England, come and explore Central Maine Community College. Call us today at 755-5273. For more information, visit our website, cmcc.edu.
Welcome back. One out already here in the top of the fourth. Mount Ararat is 1-0 over Edward Little, Maine's Big Z. 105.5 AM, 1240 worldwide at mainsbigz.com. Matt Boutwell, Steve Flynn with you here at Austin Field on the Auburn Suburban Little League fields. George keeping us on the air back at the Spectrum Healthcare Partners Studios. 2-0 pitch, actually 3-0 pitch is a ball, and St. Pierre gives up a walk with one out here in the top of the fourth.
Nate Leslie due up now for the Eagles. He walked and scored the run on Brennan's RBI single.
And we are finally in a spot where folks can see. Finally.
Mello had that really nice throw there in the last half inning. A lot of foot speed.
Pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. One on, one out, top of the fourth, 1-0 Mount Ararat. Pitch by St. Pierre. In there for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Nice showing of support here. Good crowd out at Austin Field.
Pitch swung on a miss, and 2 away.
Another breaking pitch that time by St. Pierre, and he gets his 7th strikeout. Not a guy that's overpowering, but I'll tell you what, he has kept these Eagles off balance.
Kyle Brennan steps into the dish, number 24 with 2 outs. St. Pierre throw over to first. Runner back.
I think that's the first time we've seen the lefty throw over to first. Brennan had the RBI single back in the second to put the Eagles ahead 1-0.
Pitch. It's going to be flared into right field. Great catch.
Wow.
Nice catch by Mason Brushwine. He'll be happy to get those grass stains washed out later. And a solid tip of the cap there by Kyle Brennan to Brushwine on getting robbed of the hit. I don't know if you caught that over at first base, but that was classy. Halfway through the fourth, EL trails 1-0. We'll be right back on Maine's Big Z and MBR.org.
Whether you're on your way to the game, celebrating after, Pat's Pizza on Center Street in Auburn invites you to stop by for a meal that everyone in your family and on your team will enjoy. Like spinach and artichoke dip, nachos, amazing salads and wraps, meat and veggie lasagna, and more. And of course, there's Pat's Pizza. Order plain, specialty, gourmet, or gluten-free. Dine in or take out from Pat's Pizza, located at 85 Center Street in Auburn. Call 784-8221. Online at patsauburn.com. Pat's Pizza is proud to be a sponsor of high school playoff action.
Hey, we can, Tyler, don't move that. We'll move this back. Let's move this back. Like, just this way. There we go. We're just moving a tent on the air. No big deal. Bottom of the fourth inning.
Which way are we going?
We'll go this way. It's right there. Stop it. Perfect. Now he should be good. All right. EL trails 1-0, bottom of the fourth. Map out while Steve Flynn with you here on Maine's Big Z, 105.5 at AM 1240. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. So far today, Hunter Lohr pitching a gem for the Eagles. High leg kick, pitch is outside, 1-1. I can't quite tell if that reminds me of Dontrell Willis.
Close. Close.
A little bit Dontrelli.
Almost Rob Dibbley.
You know, a little bit of that, too. Pitch. Popped up. Out of play.
It'll be Ian Brushwine, Tyler Libby, and Damian St. Pierre for the Red Eddies. Brushwine flew out to Brennan in left field to start the second inning in his first at bat.
Pitch is a ball, 2-2.
Red Eddies bench starting to rally around a little bit. You can feel their enthusiasm picking up. Sense of urgency is going to start getting there.
Lore's pitch. In there for a strike, strike 3, and there's 2 away.
Only the second strikeout that time for Lore, and it comes at a costly, very critical time. Getting that first out here in the 4th inning, and now Tyler Libby will be up for the Red Eddies. Had a double in the second inning and then got stuck in a rundown and tagged out between second and third.
One out here, top of the 4th. Pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Hunter Lore's not messing around. He doesn't need a pitch clock. He has his own pitch clock that's in his head, and he's just going to run with that, by the looks of things.
Working quick.
0-1 pitch. It's going to be grounded to shortstop. Throw over to first, and 2 away.
Ball hit well and took a nice big charity hop up for Merrill at short. He didn't have to go down to get it very far. Up to chest height, made a nice throw over to first, and the second out of the inning for the Eagles.
That will bring up Damian St. Pierre, the pitcher, who is down 1-0 right now to Mount Ararat.
Reached on a fielder's choice in his first at bat.
Pitch. It's going to be laced into right field for a base hit. Looked like looked a little bit like Moody misplayed that just a hair. Got a little tied up on that one.
Good thing he kept it in front of him anyway, though. St. Pierre could have just as easily been on second base. Minimized the damage, though.
Looks like he slowed it down, which is key. So 2 outs and Gibson at the plate. And Gibson's going to be first pitch swinging, and that's going to go to short. He's going to have to fire quick to get Gibson, and he does. 2 excellent plays there from the shortstop, Nick Merrill, and Mount Ararat strands another Edward Little runner here in the bottom of the 4th. End of 4, Mount Ararat 1, Edward Little nothing. We'll be back on Maine's Big Z, 105.5, AM 1240, with a video stream at mbr.org.
Listen longer, listen farther. To Maine's Big Z, 105.5 and 1240 WEZR, Lewis and Auburn, plus 92.7 WEZR FM, Norway.
Your friends on the Z.
Make this the best summer ever with the YMCA of Auburn Lewiston.
For youth entering kindergarten through 10th grade, the Y offers multiple summer camp programs close to home at the historic Camp Corner at Lower Rang Pond in Poland. Both camps have the opportunity to visit and explore our outdoor learning and education center.
Sign up for 1 week at a time or for the whole summer. Y summer camps give children confidence, and their experiences and memories will last a lifetime.
Financial assistance is available to qualifying families, and on-site childcare is provided before and after camp.
For more information, visit the Y at 62 Turner Street in Auburn or call 795-4095, online at alymca.org, and on Facebook.
No, Mariano Rivera's not coming in. But it makes you think he is. Maine's Big Z, 105.5 AM 1240, video stream at mbr.org. George keeping us on the At the Spectrum Healthcare Partners studio.
Love to see Rivera pitch again, though.
I would, too. Top of the 5th inning, EL down 1-0 to Mount Ararat. St. Pierre's first pitch is a ball, 1-0.
9-1-2, Moody, Cox, Lore for the Eagles.
And that umpire has continued to move right into the pitch every time. Pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. At this point, I feel like we could move over to that, and we'd be like, no.
How in the world?
I don't know. Pitch is low. In there for a strike, 1-2. Look low, but I'm not the umpire.
We tried.
We've tried it multiple times. Might have to move Tyler back in here in a minute. Pitch. Ball, 2-2. That pitch is in there for a strike 3, and there is one away.
Strikeout number 8 that time for St. Pierre, and a ball that just kind of froze Moody. He didn't know what to do with it. Took a look at it all the way in and got rung up on it. St. Pierre continuing to work very, very quick for the Eddies. On a hot day, his fielders are thanking him.
Pitch is swung on and fouled away, 0-1.
Cameron Cox now 0 for 2, struck out swinging in his first at-bat, looking in the second at-bat in the third. Aggressive swinging here early in this count.
Pitch is a ball, 1-1. Top of the 5th. 1-1. In there for a strike, 1-2.
Again, that breaking pitch that's down at the waist level or below for St. Pierre. That's the most effective.
Outside, 2-2.
That was a changeup or what that was. Odd spin. He didn't finish it off, though.
Pitch. It's going to be flared into right field and out of play.
Everything has stayed the same for both teams, defensively and lineup-wise.
Pitch. Low. Count is now full. 3-2. 3-2 count, 1 out, top of the 5th. Mount Ararat leads Edward Little 1-0. Three-two pitch. Grounded to short, and Brown can't come up with it. That'll be an error on Brown. And Mount Ararat has a runner on with 1 away.
He's got to try to circle that ball up. The ball wasn't hit that hard, and it was to his throwing side. Instead of trying to take sort of a rounded-off curve on it to get the ball fielded in front of his body so that his momentum is going towards third base, he took a straight line at the ball, rolled his glove over, tried to backhand it, and it rolled right up the glove and made the error.
And that'll be a bunt laid down. Fielded by Norcross Plord. Beautiful play, but they're going to call the runner safe. Whew.
So note to everybody in the ball field, Hunter Lohr has got some wheels. I'll tell you what.
He can pitch, he can run. I mean, that high leg kick is not hurting his speed.
That is as good of a play as can get made from third base on a slow roller like that. Norcross Plord fielded it as clean as he could, made a solid, strong throw over to the big Hartley at first.
Who had a nice stretch.
Nice to everything. Defensively, handled perfectly. Perfectly executed offense is very difficult to stop.
So runners on first and second now for Mount Ararat. They're looking to extend their 1-0 lead. Cox on second, Lohr on first, and Nick Merrill at the dish with 1 away. Max Bell's going to come out and talk to St. Pierre here in the top of the 5th.
Just the third hit there for Mount Ararat. 1 hit in the first, 1 hit in the second, and here the third hit in the 5th inning. But with an opportunity here, a guy in scoring position to do some damage.
Pitch to Merrill. Low, 1-0. Nice stop there by Bell. St. Pierre looks in. Cox leads off a second. Pitch. In there for a strike. 1-1. Make sure you check out MBR.org for the latest in spring sports playoff action and scheduling. Also, all the off-season sports you need, all right there, MBR.org. That pitch is swung on a miss, 1-2. No problem. We'll visitor in the booth here. Hi. Hello.
What a beauty.
What a beauty.
What a beauty of a puppy.
Hello. 1-2 pitch is going to be hit to Brown. He fires over to second to get the runner at second, but back goes Cox. Have a good day. Thank you. And there's 2 away. That was a nice play by Cox to keep his eye on that one.
Okay.
Now, if he takes that and drops that, that's not considered an infield fly
It
rule,
is
right?
not. It is not, because he didn't have time to settle under it with reasonable effort.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's
Just wondering.
Mm-hmm.
That pitch is going to be flared into right field. Brushwine over, makes the catch. Another solid catch by Brushwine, and St. Pierre strands a couple more Mount Ararat runners. We're halfway through, middle of the fifth. Mount Ararat 1, EL nothing. You're listening on Maine's Big Z, 105.5 AM 1240, and the video stream it's brought to you by is on MBR.org. It's brought to you by Spectrum Healthcare Partners. We'll be right back.
Celebrating 60 years serving communities. Federal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of high school sports.
At Rainbow FCU, they understand how busy life can get. That's why they offer the latest technology, giving you banking access when and where you need it.
And when it's time to purchase a car or home, Rainbow Federal Credit Union is here for you with attractive rates, products, and services.
Visit their 4 locations in Lewiston, Auburn, Mechanic Falls, and South Paris.
Online at rainbowfcu.com.
No, really, welcome back this time. Matt Beltwell, Steve Flynn with you here. Maine's Big Z, 105.5 AM 1240. Edward Little playoff baseball. They're taking on Mount Ararat in the MPA Northern A Regional semifinals today. Right now they trail 1-0 in the bottom of the fifth. Winner of this one will head up to Augusta to play Bangor in the regional final on Wednesday. Video stream is brought to you by our friends at Spectrum Healthcare Partners. You can find that video link at mbr.org. It's right on the top post. You'll also see the ad there as well. And if you just want to go to our YouTube page and subscribe there so that you can get the notification every time we're live, just subscribe to MBR Sport on YouTube. All sorts of games from the winter you might have missed. We'll keep you here the rest of the way. And thanks to our friends at Spectrum Healthcare Partners for allowing us to broadcast these games to you.
1, 2, and 3, Matty Austin, Brown, Mason, Brushwine, and Grant Hartley for Edward Little.
Pitch by Lohr is a strike, 0-1.
0 for 1 is Brown. Had a walk in the first and flew out to Hawks in right field in the second.
Pitch is a strike, 0-2.
See the strategy change a little bit for Edward Little here later in the game, where they might be taking a few more pitches and waiting until they see a strike before they get aggressive.
0-2 pitch. High, 1-2.
You think about how you use the pitch count for your own pitching staff and from a defensive standpoint, but you can use it from an offensive standpoint as well.
1-2 pitch. Low, 2-2.
A lot of the Yankees teams that we've followed over the many, many years, that's always been, Pedro Martinez would be on a 100-pitch count. You'd see guys working deep into the count.
And that's how that started. And a lot of these guys, too, that came up during the sabermetrics, the rise of sabermetrics, that curveball is high, and Lohr was like, yeah, that's not what I was looking for there, and the count is now full at 3-2. Thanks to Randy Whitehouse from the Sun Journal, who joined us during pregame. That pitch is going to be fouled away, out of play. We'll do it again, 3-2.
Yeah, I was in full agreement with his take on our beloved Boston Celtics as well.
Yes, always good.
Please keep the pick.
Please don't try to get cute at this point. Pitch inside, and Edward Little has the leadoff runner on for the first time today, I believe.
Second time.
Second time today.
Second time
Hopefully
today.
this goes better than the first time.
Yeah, well, think about the fact that actually third time today they had a leadoff walk in the first, they had a leadoff double in the third, and then this guy and Austin Brown leadoff walk again. This is exactly how they did their damage against Lewiston the other night. Lewiston able to score 6 runs on 2 hits and take a 6-5 lead. It was the leadoff man that got on that started things for Edward Little.
And the bunt is down. The throw is not going to be in time. Beautiful bunt there by Mason Brushwine. And Edward Little is in business. Runners on first and second. Nobody out, bottom of the fifth, down 1-0.
Boy, have a game, Mason Brushwine. First of all, you win it against Lewiston the other night. You come in, you have a sacrifice bunt. Now you have a leadoff double in the third. Now you're scoring. You get another single here in the fifth. You made a heck of a diving catch there earlier in this ball game.
Hartley steps in. He's first pitch swinging. High fly ball. And that is caught by Merrill, and there's 2 away.
We have a tick sighting.
Multiple, actually. Doing a quick little check. We're good. Okay.
Okay.
We're all right. We're
Okay.
good. We are good.
Okay.
We're good. Remember, I was the one who went through the brush
That's right.
stuff.
That's
so
right.
Don't stress. I don't want to send you another one of those late night texts.
Yeah.
Check for ticks.
Check for ticks.
Check for ticks.
Yeah.
No panic with that at all.
Chaos.
Yes. That pitch by Norcross Florida. They've gone first pitch swinging as a base hit into center field. They are not going to send Brown. And now there's runners on. The bases are loaded with 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. And who else will be coming to the disc but Tyler Blanchard. Told you before the game, one of the players to watch, and he's got a chance here to give Edward Little at least tied.
That cannon we talked about earlier from the center fielder Ryan Mello, that was the difference right there between Edward Little tying this game and not tying this game. I don't know that there's many center fielders that Coach Jordan wouldn't have sent Ethan Brown home on. Had him round the bag really, really hard. Took a good look at the throw from Mello, which was an absolute seed in again to the first baseman Alexander, who cut the ball off, and Jordan adequately and efficiently held Brown at home at third base to keep the bags packed here for Tyler Blanchard.
1 out, 1-0 Mount Ararat, bottom of the fifth.
0 for 2 today is Blanchard.
They beat Brewer the other day 3-2. They're used to tight playoff games. Edward Little had to come back to beat Lewiston after getting up 5-0. They ended up winning 7-6. So both squads are playoff tested. Pitch. High, and it's 2-0.
Blanchard, a guy that's had some experience in the playoffs with this Edward Little team, played center field for him last year. He's batted second here in the 5-hole with an opportunity to really cause some damage and take the lead here for the Eddies.
Pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. Showed bunt. Not that he really would, but he could, you know.
He can.
He could. I don't think it would be the wisest, but, you know.
You could squeeze if you want to send Brown.
2-1 pitch is going to be flared into right field. And Hawks will make the catch. He fires in, and it will not be in time. Throw will be cut off, and we are tied at 1. That'll be a sacrifice fly for Tyler Blanchard. 1-1, bottom of the fifth. Now 2 outs. And runners on first and second.
Making use of that leadoff walk, you know, that's another case where Brown able to just generate a good at bat, go deep into that count, get a full count, and sure enough, you've got yourself a run.
I'm in love with the scoreboard, by the way, just in love. Pitches in is a ball, 1-0. Just a reminder, if Edward Little wins, we'll be back at it on Wednesday. That pitch is going to be lined into right field, and Hawks can't hang on. They're going to send Brushwine, and he's going to get home. Runners on the corners, and it's 2-1 EL. Heck of a play by Hawks, but he couldn't quite hang on. Had it in his glove.
Wow. Boy, struck well, and Hawks had a beat on it. It was a tough play, even if he jumps right away at it, just kind of leaning forward, fell out of his glove. Tough to rule that an error, but kind of looked like it went right, settled into his glove. So it's E9 in my book.
You're going to give it E9. I'm going to give it base hit only because he had to dive. If he didn't have to dive, I probably wouldn't have.
We'll go back to base hit. You can convince me.
We'll see what happens. Well, I'll be interested to see what the official scorer says. Now, do the players go up and complain like Major League players afterwards to change it? They don't do
barging
that, right?
in at press conferences to.
I didn't think that.
Yeah.
I didn't think that happened. But, you know, sometimes you have to ask. Two away. Runners on the corners. And that was pretty good. Libby had to just, he happened to, oh, shoot. He happened to just be there. Excuse me, it was who was it that got to first? I don't have the 14 on the roster here.
14 on the roster is Ian Brushwine.
Ian Brushwine. Okay, excuse me. I had him in as 9. Brushwine kind of stopped halfway to second. He's like, oh, and then kept going, and they just kept letting him go. That was like the ultimate defensive indifference there.
Oh, they may have pinch ran after Ian Brushwine got on there.
What
do you want to bet? That's Race Bouchard.
That's Bouchard. I had him as 19, but really it was just my 4 written horribly. That's really what happened. Runners on second and third, and the count is now 1-2. 1-2, 2 outs, 2-1 EL, bottom of the 5th inning.
That's exactly it.
Winner of this one gets a date with Bangor on a Wednesday.
Libby 1 for 2 here, had a double earlier.
That pitch is inside. The count evens at 2-2. Libby up now, St. Pierre on deck. Gibson, if all of that is successful. Runners on second and third. EL came into this inning down 1-0. My, how things can change.
Happens quick with the Eddies, that's for sure. They score in bunches.
In there for a strike 3. Had to look at that one, and that was a wrap. Libby was like, that's a little high, and the umpire was like, I don't believe it is, young man. Still, Edward Little gets 2 runs. We'll take a break. End of 5. EL2, Mount Ararat 1, Maine's Big Z, video at MBR.org.
Impress your clients with professional full-color printing on envelopes, letterhead, and brochures done by Evergreen Custom Printing in Auburn. They can also mail merge your mailing list to your envelopes or self-mailers, saving you time to focus on other things. Call Evergreen Custom Printing today for a free quote at 782-0525 or visit them at 63 Broad Street in Auburn, online at evergreencustomprinting.com.
Thank you, Evergreen Custom Printing, for supporting Edward Little Baseball. Go Eddies!
Edward Little playoff baseball. They are up 2-1 right now on Mount Ararat, top of the 6th inning.
Alexander, Mello, and Leslie due up here for the Eagles.
The law offices of Alexander, Mello, and Leslie would like to remind you this holiday season, 21 means 21. I don't know, it could have been anything, but that's what it sounds like. I always love that with baseball, any of the 3 names. Some of them don't sound like accountants and stuff, though, but some of them do. That pitch is high, 1-0.
Have you noticed that the umpire has continued to move to his left? So had we continued to reel Tyler back in, our camera guy, we would have just been following him.
We would have continued to follow the umpire. Another pitch is a ball, 2-0.
So it must just be something that he does.
Must be. Got a solid view now.
Yeah.
2-0 pitch is going to be hammered into left field and caught by Libby.
Positioned perfectly.
1 away.
Coach Jordan and the staff had Libby positioned, fairly deep in left field, not really protecting the line, but Alexander got around on the fastball and hit it right at the junior Libby. A lot of communication here in the outfield by these guys.
Ryan Mello at the dish now. He of the golden arm. Pitch is a ball, 1-0 from St. Pierre. Do we know what no, we probably don't know what St. Pierre's up to for a pitch count.
We do not. Unless somebody following him maybe has that.
Pitch is a ball, 2-0. I don't see anybody warming in the bullpen, so I don't think anybody's concerned about it at this point. 2-1, EL. They got their 2 runs in the bottom of the last inning, in the 5th. Another ball, and it's 3-0 by St. Pierre. .30 pitch, low, and down to first will go Ryan Mello.
It's going to be Nate Leslie now. He is 0 for 1. Had a walk and scored the run on the Kyle Brennan single in the 2nd inning, then struck out in the 4th.
1 on, 1 out, top of the 6th. EL leads 2-1. Pitch is going to be flared into right field
Beat
and
him.
not going to get it. Base hit. Nice little snag there with the bare hand by Blanchard to get it into second and keep Leslie at first. But now Mount Ararat has runners on the corners with one out here in the bottom of the sixth. If you're Edward Little, you just got this lead. You don't want to cough it back up.
Now you better be careful. Just worked hard to get that single run victory here, and late in these innings, you got to be able to achieve that lead and be able to manage it and hold on to it.
Into the dish now steps Kyle Brennan. Runners on the corners. One out, 2-1 EL. Bottom of the sixth. Curveball's in there for a strike. St. Pierre's fastball tops out around 80 miles an hour. His top fastball ever has been 84. Changeup around 75. Breaking ball 73. That pitch is going to be fouled away at the dish, and the count is now 0-2.
Velocity, if you're left-handed and you throw more than 80 miles an hour, you're going to do pretty darn good. Typically, a lefty, they throw a little bit different than a righty does, so their ball has natural tailing movement, a lot more lateral movement than a typical right-handed thrower. So it's not really the same when you're thinking velocity, right to left.
Pitch, hit to second, and it is going to get off the glove of Gibson, and a run will score, and we are tied at 2.
Boy, Gibson made a heck of a play on that ball, diving to his throwing hand side. Just got to the extent of it, and it bounced into the outfield. Couldn't quite get it, and Mello able to truck on in for Ararat.
We'll have a little meeting on the mound here. Mount Ararat's going to have a little meeting as well. They got runners on first and second with one out here in the top of the sixth, and we are tied at 2.
Second time that Kyle Brennan has had a run-scoring single for Mount Ararat.
Reminder that the video stream is brought to you by Spectrum Healthcare Partners. Spectrum Healthcare Partners, advancing healthcare together. They've got a new phrase, a new logo, and I had a new phrase. I had to remember
it. You got it.
I'm like, can I see that? Yes, I can. We're good. Of course, George is keeping us on the air back at the Spectrum Healthcare Partners studio in Auburn. It's like everything has broken up now. Garrett Moody steps in. Pitch. Fouled away.
Oh for 2 is Moody. Ground out to third and a strikeout.
Pitch. In there for a strike. Count is 0-2. Still nobody warming yet for Edward Little. Tied at 2. 0-2. It's going to be grounded foul. We'll do it all over again.
Options to consider in relief here. C.J. Gibson. Also, Tyler Libby has thrown some good innings in relief for the Eddies. Coach Jordan has got some options.
Oh, 2 pitch. Chop back to St. Pierre. He's going to throw to second for one. On to first. Not in time. Hartley's not going to catch it. And Mount Ararat's going to take the lead on the throwing error.
Boy, tough play that time. And you got to give credit. St. Pierre did the right thing. He collected the ball, made a good hard throw to Brown over at shortstop, and Brown just kind of rushed that exchange, trying to get Moody going quickly down the line and overthrowing him. That allows Leslie to score all the way around from second base.
Cam Cox steps in there. Mount Ararat has a 3-2 lead here in the top of the sixth. That's the same score they beat Brewer by to get here. Pitches a ball, 1-0.
Amazingly, though, Moody didn't get down to second base. Didn't get the extra base.
Outside, 2-0. Seems like Pierre has been on the verge of being out of this inning multiple times.
Yeah, pitch away anyway.
Steps off the mound and gets reset. Pitch. Swung on and missed. Count is now 2-1. Hunter Lore is on deck if it gets that far. 2 outs. Runner on first for Mount Ararat. They lead 3-2. They've got 2 in this inning. That pitch is high, 3-1.
Unearned run here to give the Eagles the lead. Edward Little going to be forced to generate some offense. St. Pierre's got to get him in.
Pitch is outside. No, they said no pitch. They called time. Guess they were getting a ball. Ball got loose. So St. Pierre ended up avoiding a walk, is what it looked like.
Oh.
Sometimes you get lucky like that.
No take.
No. Pitch. Outside. And they get that walk anyway. 2 on, 2 out. 3-2 Mount Ararat. Top of the 6th. MPA Class A North Regional Semifinal here from Austin Field. Part of the Auburn Suburban Little League fields here in Auburn.
Bell out to have a quick chat with St. Pierre. See if he can't get out of this inning here quickly. Cam Cox now, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and reached on an error by Brown.
Is it Cox or Lore? I thought Cox walked.
Cox did walk, you're right.
Okay, so we're on Lore now. Lore's going to show bunt to start, but with 2 outs, I don't know if he's going to stick with it. Curveball is low. 1-0.
You got it.
Moody leads off a second. That pitch is outside, 2-0. Seems like St. Pierre's having a tough time with that release point.
Working a little bit harder than we've seen him, and you see him slow down a little bit more than he has most of this game.
And grinding a little bit more. Pitch. Count is now 3-0.
Just doesn't seem to be finishing his pitches off with the same sort of vigor.
I would assume he'll be taking all the way here. And he will go down to first. Hunter Lore takes a walk to load the bases. And St. Pierre still on the mound. Here comes Dave Jordan, and I think a move's going to get made.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's a slow move to the mound. And we'll see what changes here. Looks like Gibson's going to come in to pitch. St. Pierre's going to come out. And Christian Beliveau is going to come in to play.
My guess is Beliveau
is going to come in to play right field, it looks like.
Left field. He'll go to
Libby will go to
Libby's going to probably go to third base.
Third? Okay.
And Plord will go over to second base.
Okay.
So that's what will happen. So Gibson will be your pitcher. Left to right, it's going to be Christian Beliveau, Tyler Blanchard, and Mason Brushwine. And third will be Tyler Libby. Austin Brown is still your shortstop. Jared Norcross Plord is the new second baseman. Hartley stays at first. And the new pitcher is C.J. Gibson.
Now, this would mean as well that who came in off the bench? It was Beliveau. So Belivau's going to come into St. Pierre's spot in the batting order,
Correct.
right?
Correct. That spot's actually due up to lead off the next half inning.
All right, so Brown, Brushwine, Hartley, Norcross, Plord, Blanchard, Brushwine, Libby, Beliveau, and Gibson, your new batting order. That pitch is a ball, 1-0. Gibson did not have his best outing of the year against Lewiston the other night. Off-speed pitch is swung on a miss for a strike, 1-1. 3-2, Mount Ararat. They've got 2 runs this inning. Bases loaded right now. 2 outs. Top of the 6th. Swung on a miss. 1-2. Throwing error on a double play attempt is what has given Mount Ararat the lead here in the top of the 6th. 1-2 pitch by Gibson. outside. Nice play by Bell to make sure it doesn't go back to the backstop.
Kind of a side winding throw. Gibson likes to vary his delivery point, his release point a lot. It reminds me a lot of David Cohn, sort of the different angles that he'll throw from. Changes the action on a lot of those different pitches.
Pitch is going to be grounded, fouled on the third base line.
Merrill is 1 for 3, had a single in the first, struck out looking in third, and then lined out to Brown at shortstop in the fifth. A ball struck well, but right at Austin Brown. Bell wants an opportunity to go out and talk with the senior reliever Gibson.
Bell's a good story. I guess he's headed into the Marines at some point. He does Marine stuff, and Wednesdays and Saturdays are his Marine days. So he did his Marine stuff earlier this morning, then came here for his game.
Kudos to him.
In Marine shirts.
Hat tip to Mr. Bell.
Yes. It'll look sharp in those dress blues. I don't know if they give out the sword anymore still. Those are pretty cool.
I don't know.
That pitch is going to be lifted into center field. Oh! Beliveau made the catch. And
Blanchard made it. Blanchard made the catch.
Blanchard made the catch,
Cut him
but
off.
Beliveau got hit in the head. Oof, that was nasty. That could have been a lot worse than it was. Edward Little gets out of the inning. However, they do cough up the lead. Halfway through the sixth. Mount Ararat 3, Edward Little 2. We'll be back on Maine's Big Z 105.5. Video stream provided by Spectrum Healthcare Partners at MBR.org.
Gleason Media is proud to announce Spectrum Healthcare Partners, Central Maine Orthopedics, and OA Centers for Orthopedics partnered together to offer top-notch patient-centered orthopedic care for all. Serving the entire state of Maine, Spectrum Healthcare has a location near you. Ask your doctor to be referred to Spectrum Healthcare Partners, leading orthopedic care in Maine. Visit them online at spectrumhcp.com. Again, that's spectrumhcp.com for a list of services and locations.
Bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Welcome back.
Let the bodies hit the
Bottom of the sixth. Mount Ararat leads Edward Little 3-2. Matt Beltwell, Steve Flynn with you here. George keeping us on the air in the Spectrum Healthcare Partners studio. Spectrum Healthcare Partners, advancing healthcare together. Winner of this one will face Bangor on Wednesday. Bangor won earlier today, knocking off top-seeded Oxford Hills. Final on that one was 7-0. You heard that on 96.9 AM 1450. The Mighty Ox.
8-9-1 for the Red Eddies.
And is that St. Pierre still hitting?
It is. We'll get a number. It is, in fact.
Still St. Pierre?
It is. It's Damien St. Pierre re-entering to hit. Is how you would put that in your book.
Now, how many times are you allowed to re-enter the game?
Once.
Once, that's it.
And Beliveau cannot re-enter. You can only re-enter a starter.
Ah.
Huh? See? Hopefully he's okay.
I would hope so as well. Pitch is a ball, 1-0. Lohr and St. Pierre have pitched very well for their squads today. Defense has been the name of the game in this one. 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1.
Tell you, give credit to the sophomore Hunter Lohr. He is out there just grinding away here in the sixth inning.
1-1 pitch. St. Pierre swings and misses 1-2.
Boy, every one of those leg kicks is a little bit different, Matty. No two leg kicks have been the same. Either the pause, that hesitation is different, or how high he brings it is different. He varies it up quite a bit.
1-2. Swung on a missed strike 3. St. Pierre slams his bat in disgust, and there's one away.
Seems like the timing is off just enough for these Red Eddies. Fourth strikeout there by Hunter Lohr. And now C.J. Gibson will bat. He's 1 for 2. Had a single in the second. And grounded out to Merrill at shortstop in the fourth.
Pitch low, 1-0.
Outfield playing fairly deep here for Mount Ararat.
Pitch is going to be grounded fouled on the third base line. 1-1.
Fence is 330 feet from home plate all the way around. I'd say Mello's playing at about 310. Maybe 309.
Roughly. And he can probably throw it from there, too.
Yeah.
That pitch is going to be hit into left field for a base hit. Right in front of Merrill. And C.J. Gibson trying to make up for the other night, probably. Gets a nice base hit to get things going here for Edward Little with one out here on the bottom of the sixth. They're down 1, 3-2 to Mount Ararat. Into the dish now comes Austin Brown, who would love to make up for the throwing error that gave Mount Ararat the lead in the top of the inning.
0 for 1 is Brown, couple of walks.
Pitches outside, 1-0.
Scored a run and flew out to the right side, Caleb Hawks. Got to imagine he would definitely like to see if he could move that runner along.
7 innings in a high school baseball game, so Edward Little needs to move with expediency. Pitches a strike, and the count is now 1-1. Throw over to first, and Gibson back standing up.
See whether or not Coach Jordan tries to make something happen here. Don't really have an out to give away.
Pitch is fouled away. I think if he wasn't on first, I think if he was on second, maybe he'd be looking at something like that.
Yeah.
But and I don't mind doing that in high school baseball simply because you could get a wild pitch. You could get something like that with 2 outs. So as soon as you get somebody on third, try to make it happen.
There's other ways he can get down to second base for sure.
Certainly is. That pitch is fouled away again. Count remains 1-2. 1 out, bottom of the sixth. EL trails Mount Ararat 3-2. Northern 8 regional semifinals.
If you want to run, now's a good count to run on. You're expecting a breaking pitch. Ooh.
That pitch is in there for a strike, and there are 2 away. You're expecting a breaking pitch, and then you get that.
Yeah, and if you go up there and only swing at what you expect, that's what's going to happen. That was a heck of a pitch right there. Good two-seam fastball that just froze Brown in on the inner half. He swung at pitches a lot further away from him than that one. I can't imagine why he didn't pull the trigger there.
Mason Brushwine steps in, batting left-handed. That pitch is going to be hammered into right field. Hawks is there, and that will end the inning. 1 hit, 1 left. End of 6. EL trails Mount Ararat 3-2 here on Maine's Big Z 105.5. Video stream at MBR.org, and it's brought to you by Spectrum Healthcare Partners.
Discover for yourself why more and more people choose Twin Town Homes in Oxford. Proudly supporting local athletes in their community since 1955, Twin Town Homes focuses on modern designs and quality craftsmanship. See all the single wides, double wides, and custom modular homes they offer at twintownhomes.com or visit them and see why they're Maine's #1 home store. Twin Town Homes, located across from Oxford Plains Speedway on Route 26 in Oxford. Good luck to all student athletes.
Matt Beltwell, Steve Flynn with you here. This game is brought to you by Spectrum Healthcare Partners, advancing healthcare together. Mount Ararat leads 3-2. Camera guy getting his workout in here real quick. I admire the dedication, Steve. I admire the dedication to that.
Is Tyler in a bodybuilding competition when we leave here?
He's trying to get those arms pumped up.
That camera's heavy.
Remaking Over the Top, I guess.
you just got to turn his ball cap on backwards and look out. He's on fire.
Right.
What was the name of the big guy in that movie with the Fu Manchu? The guy that
I know who you're talking about.
Man. What a great movie.
Hawks made the final play to end the inning, so sure enough, he leads off the top of the next inning.
Been busy in right field.
Yes, he has. Lots of action for the outfielders today, not just picking up grounders. They've been picking up a lot of things.
Hawks, Alexander, and Mello. It'll be 4, 5, and 6.
Gibson still on the mound for EL. That pitch is fouled away. Count is 0-1. Top of the 7th, Mount Ararat leads 3-2.
St. Pierre stays in after re-entering and goes back out to left field.
Good eye. Pitch is a strike, 0-2. Going to be interesting if this is, if this is EL's last game. This might be the last time we see CJ. This will be the last time we see CJ Gibson play for any Edward Little squad.
That's right.
I feel like he's been here for 47 years. You know those seniors that you feel like they've been around for 8 years and probably got redshirted a couple of times? That's how he feels like at this point.
No doubt. Had a heck of a career. Outstanding athlete.
Played football and basketball. That pitch is grounded to short. Brown, nice scoop, but the throw is a little high again, and Hartley not tall enough to track it down. And leadoff runner on due to an error, and that's been the bugaboo for Edward Little today, has been throws over to first base.
4th error defensively for the Red Eddies, and you got a leadoff runner on here in a one-run game. Got to be careful giving this team an extra opportunity. They've already got enough. Now Sam Alexander will step in. He's 0 for 3, had a couple of flyouts and a strikeout, so he's due. Got to think ground ball here, no matter what.
Pitch, bunted, pushed down the first base line. Gibson fields, fires over to Hartley. Actually, no, fires over to first. That was not him. That was Norcross Plord that covered. So 1-4 on the putout.
Thank you.
The runner advances to second. And there's one away.
Nice sacrifice by Alexander, and that tells you how much Coach Nairn really wants this run. Now Caleb Hawks out at second base for Ryan Mello.
That's a really good baseball right there.
Yep.
That pitch is going to get away, but Bell tracks it down right before Mr. Hawks can make any plans to move up. Gibson with a 1-0 pitch. Fouled away, 1-1.
Edward Little playing a little bit deflated here. Got to still keep your enthusiasm up. They're a team that can create a whole lot of runs.
1-1 is going to be lined to second. Norcross Plord fires back over to first. On a scoop, can't get it. Runners on the corners with 1 out.
Tough play. He fielded the ball actually on the left field side of the second base bag. It was well to his backhand. You almost wonder if Brown was playing a little too deep in the hole. He couldn't get to it on his glove side, so Plord had to turn and fire, make a long throw over to first base, and kind of skipped it there. Not quick enough to get the fleet of foot Mello. Meanwhile, Hawks got over to third.
Runners on the corners, 1 out. Off-speed pitch is high. They're going to throw down to second, and what?
Wow.
They say he's safe, but looked like he tagged him on the rear end on the slide in, but Mello gets into second. Can't go to the replay. If this was like the NBA last night, we already would have gone back to the replay.
Yeah,
right?
15 times.
15 to 25 times. So Leslie now has a golden opportunity to give Mount Ararat some insurance.
Not anymore, he doesn't, because he just got the free pass. Down to first base.
Oh, yes, he got the old, they point to him. They don't throw the ball anymore. So now the bases are loaded. And Kyle Brennan, who's been a thorn in the EL side today.
All 3 RBI.
Finds a way up again. Not the guy you want up right now.
2 for 3, 3 ribbies.
Lines it in to left field for a base hit. 1 run scores. And that's 4 RBIs for Kyle Brennan.
Wow, have a day.
Kyle Brennan 4, Edward Little 2, top of the 7th. Still 1 out.
For your 8th place hitter. Boy, that's some great production right there. And you still got bases loaded here and just 1 out.
Garrett Moody steps in.
Pushing the middle infield back here, not playing to cut the runoff at home plate.
Inside. Actually, no, in there for a strike. 0-1. I'm just going to wait for him to make the call at this point because I'm not quite sure. Pitch is going to be grounded to third. Libby throws home to get one on the force. And there's 2 away. 4-2, Mount Ararat.
That is not an easy play to make. And I'll tell you what, Libby did a nice job coming up through that ball, making a good hard throw to the catcher Bell, who positioned himself appropriately there at home plate.
Up to the dish steps Cam Cox. A little bit of a point there where folks from Mount Ararat thought they could move forward, but not so much. 1 strike the count right now on Cox. Gibson. Pitch is fouled straight back, and it's 0-2. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded, full of Eagles. They lead Edward Little 4-2. Same score they beat Oxford Hills by last year to eliminate them from the playoffs.
0-for-3 is Cam Cox today. Still looking for his first hit.
In there for a strike. Strike 3. I waited. They gave it to him, and that will end the inning. But Edward Little coughs up a insurance run. Mount Ararat scratches one across. Kyle Brennan continues to rake for the Eagles. See what y'all can do. They're down to their final ups here in the bottom of the 7th. We'll be back on Maine's Big Z.
Central Maine Community College in Auburn offers 41 degree and certificate programs that prepare students for good-paying jobs in Maine or transfer to a 4-year college. Prepare for great careers in business, technology, healthcare, law enforcement, and more. In addition to the Auburn campus, CMCC also offers courses in several locations in Oxford and Franklin counties. If you're looking for quality, convenience, and the lowest tuition in New England, come and explore Central Maine Community College. Call us today at 755-5273. For more information, visit our website, cmcc.edu.
Welcome back. Edward Little is down 4-2, and there is a new pitcher on the mound. Maine's Big Z, more music, better variety. Your home for Dave Dean on the Z-Ride Home weekdays 2 to 6, George in the middays 10 to 2, and me, Matty B, on the Breakfast Club at weekdays 5 to 10. Full guest lists online at mainsbigz.com. You can listen there as well. This video stream is brought to you by Spectrum Healthcare Partners, advancing healthcare together. Find more from them online at spectrumhcp.com. I'll try to go to my handy-dandy phone here.
I'll get you.
I might have them.
Hartley, Norcross, Plord, and Tyler Blanchard, 3, 4, and 5. And your new pitcher is someone by the name of Grant.
Cam Grant. That pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. Hartley was taking extra BP today. I'd like to see that work out for him at some point. Pitch. It's a ball, 1-1.
0-for-3 is Hartley. Struck out in the first, flew out to center, then flew out to left field in the 5th inning.
1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Bottom of the 7th. Mount Ararat 4, Edward Little 2. Hartley snagged by Moody, and there's 1 away.
Wow. Just when it seems like it's meant to be, Matty.
You know, what is that stat they do now? A BABIP, balls batted into play.
Yeah.
That's one of those right there where it's just the statisticians will look at that at Hartley and say, boy, that's unlucky.
Yep.
I'm not sure what the exit velocity was there, but it was pretty good. He snapped that thing right over to Moody, and Moody caught it in his glove. First pitch is a ball. to Norcross Plord. Going to be weird if this is his final game as well. He's been playing for a long time. That pitch is a strike, 1-1.
1 for 3 is Norcross Plord.
That pitch is going to be grounded fouled on the third base line. I want to congratulate all the Lewiston seniors that graduated yesterday, I believe. Also the Oxford Hills folks. They'll be graduating tonight. Oxford Hills softball squad made it to the regional finals. They have moved on. They'll play Wednesday. That pitch is going to be flared into right field, and Hawks is underneath it. Had it for a second, came back to get it in the shade, and Edward Little is down to their final out.
A stunned crowd here at Austin Field in Auburn. A lot of people very surprised to see this Mount Ararat squad beat the favorites in Brewer. Jumped out to an early lead 3-1 and able to hold them off.
I remember seeing this Mount Ararat team last year against Oxford Hills. They beat them twice 4-2. But I remember watching them against Bangor. And I was late because I was going to Topsom. And, of course, I don't know if you've ever been to Topsom during rush hour, but it's not the best.
Nightmare.
So I got there a little late. I got there a little after the first inning. And when I got there, it was already 5-0 Bangor. And the first inning wasn't even over yet. Mount Ararat hadn't even batted. That pitch is going to be lined to third. Throw over to first. And that's it. Tyler Blanchard makes the final out. And Mount Ararat knocks off Edward Little 4-2. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with a very quick pregame show here on Maine's Big Z.
Whether you're the game or celebrating after, Pat's Pizza on Center Street in Auburn invites you to stop by for a meal that everyone in your family and on your team will enjoy, like spinach and artichoke dip, nachos, amazing salads and wraps, meat and veggie lasagna, and more. And of course, there's Pat's Pizza. Order plain, specialty, gourmet, or gluten-free. Dine in or take out from Pat's Pizza, located at 85 Center Street in Auburn. Call 784-8221, online at patsauburn.com. Pat's Pizza is proud to be a sponsor of high school playoff action.
Welcome back. Final score, Mount Ararat 4, Edward Little 2. If you want to just run down
yeah, I got you, brother.
the highlights real quick, we'll get out of here before they shut the scoreboard off and we lose our power.
RBI single in the top of the second by Kyle Brennan gave the Mount Ararat Eagles a lead 1-0. And it hung on 1-0 until the bottom of the fifth. It was a sacrifice fly out to right field by Tyler Blanchard that tied the game at 1, and then a line drive by Ian Brushwine that was dropped by Caleb Hawks, scoring his brother Mason, and Edward Little took the lead 2-1. Then it was in the top of the sixth. Mount Ararat able to capitalize on a couple of mistakes, a couple of throwing errors is really what it was, and able to score a couple of runs there to take the lead, then add another one to it in the seventh, and they finish with the 4-2 victory. Mount Ararat 4 runs on 6 hits. They only made 1 error in the field, left 12 men on base. Think about that, 2-run win and left 12 guys on base. For Edward Little, 2 runs on 7 hits. They made 4 errors and left 9 on.
That'll wrap it up here. Congratulations to all the seniors on great careers. I know it didn't end the way you wanted to, but those are the things that happen sometimes in spring sports. For Steve Flynn, for Tyler, who was on our camera, and for George and Dylan, who are back in the Spectrum Healthcare Partner Studios, that'll wrap it up here at Austin